full walk around of the vehicle, and we're going to start from the front just to look at any imperfections on the car. In the front, I don't see any. We just have water droplets that have dried off, so it is a little bit dirty from the rain. Let's take a look. That's the bumper right there, all the way around. Let's take a look at the hood. We're going to scan it little by little. I'm going to tell you if I see any stone chips, if they've been touched up. So all I can see is water spots right now on the vehicle, but I'm looking up very, very close. Cosmetic condition wise, this thing is pretty darn good. Look all the way around. This is so a couple stone chips right there. So there's one that's been filled in, one right there that's been filled in. They look like water spots from far away. It's a water spot. There's one right here. On a black, it's very, very hard to see, but that, again, stone chip. Let's take a look at the fender here. So fender looks good without any damage. Let's take a look at the rims. There's no curb rash on the rims. These look like newer rotors on the vehicle. Tires are excellent. They're actually brand new on this. So brand new tires. You can see the paint mark is still on there. Let's take a look at the side body panel. I can't see any dents, dings, or scratches. Let's take a look at the mirror. Okay. Again, no dents, dings, or scratches. Passenger side rear door. All the way down and across. No issues with the door. Let's take a look at the rear here. We do have a small little scratch right there. It hasn't gone through the paint. I can't even feel it on my fingernail, so more than likely if I go across with my finger, yeah, that will buff out. We do have a scratch right there that's been filled in. With paint pen. Go. We'll take a look at the roof as well. Let's take a look at this tire, brand new again. No curb rash on the wheel. Brand new tires. Paint still on them. Then we're going to take a look at the rear hatch. I'm doing this uninterrupted just so you guys can get a good reference of what's going on. There we go. Get a rear quarter on this side. Let's take a look. No issues there, but there is a scratch that's been filled in right there. Again, unless you're looking very, very closely, it's very hard to see, and it looks like it was from ice scrape pick. And then there is a small dent right there. I don't know if you can see it. Very, very. So it's basically the size of my finger, which can be pulled out. Let's take a look at the door here. This is not a scratch. It's just dirt. So, no blemishes on the rear driver's side door. Again, brand new tires, no curb rash on the rim. That's very, very important. And let's take a look at the driver door. That right there is just road salt. Can't see any imperfection on this door. And finally, let's take a look at the mirror. At an angle, you can see one small imperfection right there, and this is able to be buffed out because it's just surface. So there you go, like that. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the inside of the vehicle. So, power tailgates. Does come with the all-weather mats and the carpet mats. Let's take a look all the way through. There we go. Couple interior scratches. Just like that. Regular use. From Kitchener Honda. Right behind me I have your 2023 CRV. Let's take a look. Phone call there, guys. Let's take a look again back to the back of the vehicle. Again, just regular use, regular scratches. And again, back to this one. Let's take a look at the top. We do have a little bit of a blemish there. And this is just, they tried to put some stuff into the car, I guess. Can't guarantee that we can clean that out, but we can try. A couple scratches on there. Either that or they had kids. They scratched the interior. I wouldn't be actually calling that a scratch. It looks more like dirt. There we go. Right. I'm saying let's shut the power tailgate. And then it can try to clean that. But again, I can't guarantee whether they're able to get that out or not. Let's take a look on the bottom here. This is the driver's side rear door interior, and we are looking at the leather and at the all-weather mats. Again, just shows regular use, nothing too drastic. No rips or tears. And again, just like that. Next thing we're gonna do is the driver's side door. So let's take a look at the door card here. It's all the way up. Looks in perfect condition. Let's take a look at the leather. Now they did do a pre-safety on this vehicle, but it still has to go through the shop to get fully finished. Let's take a look at the passenger side leather in beautiful shape. Let's take a look at the dashboard, and then I'll do the door cards on each side right there. Screen, there's no scratches on that. Steering wheel, regular use. That. And finally, we're gonna do the rear door card. There we go. Passenger side. I did notice a small blemish just now, and that's right there. It looks like they pressed the door onto something. Might be probably from the seat belt. And let's take a look at the passenger side door card. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go pop the hood and show you the engine bay. So just under here. Gonna take a look at this together. A little bit hard to do with one hand, but the engine is on and running. Take a look all the way around. Very clean engine bay. Nicely taken care of. They haven't detailed the inside of this. Just swiped down the plastic parts. Let's take a look. Here, as you can see. Pretty standard. Alright guys, so next thing I'm going to do is going to take it out for a quick spin and let you know of anything that I find. We're inside the vehicle, and I'm going to show you basically all the features of the car. We have all our automatic windows right here, window locks, mirror controls, and we have our memory seats. They're linked to driver 1 and 2. If we take a look on here, we have currently a 122,818 kilometers. Let's zoom in. There we go, 122,818. That's the exact mileage as we are going to drive the car right now. If we look at the controls right here, we have automatic headlights that do automatic high beams. We have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with Siri control. If we look down, we have a heated steering wheel. We have adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. And we also have wipers here that are that are controlled with a intermittent setting on here. If we take a look at the center console, right here, the car comes with 2 keys. I believe I have to double check that in the file, but I believe that there is 2 keys for this car. We have a brake hold function, parking brake. We have auto idle off, hill descent, and different driver modes. We have a wireless charger with 2 USB ports, just in case you need to use them. Like I said already, it has all-weather mats, and we have dual zone climate control. There we go, which is adjustable easily enough for us. Heated seats in the front and the back. And finally, if we take a look at the screen right here, it is very, very foggy outside and bright, so I have to try to get the glare off. But if we look at here, we have smartphone connection, which is your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your standard trip computer. We have your compass and smart shortcuts, and AM and FM radio and Bluetooth. That's pretty standard. And finally, right up top here, we have an auto dimming mirror and moonroof controls. So moonroof controls are right up top, and let's take a look at your moonroof. Just trying to get the gimbal to turn around. So beautiful moonroof right here. So what I'm going to do right now, to the best of my ability, I'm going to film the test drive, so that way you can see how the car reacts and how easy it is to drive and how it performs. We're going to go over some bumps, some twisty and turny roads, and accelerate and slow down, and I will tell you my honest opinion about what I think of the car. So let's keep, we're gonna take a look just like that. I'm gonna try to focus on a couple things right here. All right. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to film and drive at the same time, but we'll manage somehow. And let's see if I can zoom in on a certain spot right there that won't change. There we go. So it gives us a really, really good angle. So we'll just use this right here. All right. Since it's very bright, I'm going to film the video. Phone call here, but we are back for the test drive, and let's see what we can do. So like I said, we're gonna go over a bumpy road, and this way we can hear what the suspension is doing, and you guys take a listen with everything. Let's take a look. So the car has been sitting around for just a couple days here, so we do have some scale on the rotors to take off. That's going to come off in the first couple minutes here. So let's take a look. That's the car going over train tracks. And we are doing 36 kilometers an hour, and we're going to go over a speed bump 31. You see it's nice and quiet, no abnormal sounds on the vehicle. We have our lane keep assist on, and I'll show you when that is working. It shows you the speed limit as well. That's a very bumpy speed bump. I am going a little bit faster over these speed bumps, just so you can see how the car handles. And it handles like a dream. There we go. We have our lane keep assist on. My hands are off the wheels, and the car is taking a turn by itself here. So you can see lane keep assist is Perfect. There we go. Let's take a turn here. And we're gonna take a turn at the roundabout here. And we're gonna do an acceleration test. You can see car comes up to speed. Very, very smooth. And we're gonna come to a slow down. Just like that. Small little pulsation on the brake, but that's due to the scale on there until it comes off. Let's take a look here. Again, going through a roundabout. And we're going to do this part once again. Okay. One thing that I like to do is go like this and move the steering wheel 1/4 of an inch, see how the car responds. So right here is straight. I'm gonna move a little bit this way, move it a little bit that way. You can see the car responds right away, which means that the tie rods are good and the suspension is functioning correctly as it should. And again, we're gonna go through the roundabout. You can see no check engine lights. Everything is perfect on the car. My gimbal is wandering a little bit all over the place because we're moving. We're gonna turn right here. Go after that CRV. And this is a very, very, very bumpy road, just so you can see how the car handles. We're going a little bit faster than we should, but again, see there's no sounds coming out of the suspension that shouldn't be there normally. Turnaround right here. There's nobody behind us. And we're going to do this just so you can see the backup camera. Okay. And we have parking sensors on this car. but the car is handling very smooth. There's no more pulsation on the brakes. Again, you do get a little bit of scale on the rotors, and that happens if it sits for a few days with very wet weather outside, and that's what we currently have here in Kitchener. And of course, we're gonna test the radio. When you guys get here, everything works on the radio, but due to copyright infringement, I cannot play any songs off the radio. And again, you can see the lane keep assist with all the green lines there. Is actually centering itself on the lane. After about 30 seconds, it lets you know that it needs steering required. We are back at Honda. We are located at 3800 King Street East in Kitchener, right by Costco. There we go. And again, let's use that backup camera. And you can see parking sensors are active. There we go. That's it.